All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, with conference championship week upon us and men's college basketball, buckle up for the excitement of the Southeastern Conference in Tampa. Now, four teams are currently ranked in the top 25 in the SEC, with two more that are virtual locks to make the NCAA tournament, while several teams could make a run this week in the SEC tournament in order to make the field of 68. And of course, along with that, seeding in each region for the NCAA tournament is going to be up for grabs in this one as well. Now you ask yourself, could the winner of the 8-9 game in the second round between Texas A&M and Florida get on a run? You look at it for the Aggies. They had that 8-game losing streak in the middle of their season that really derailed them. However, they entered this tournament winners of 5 out of their last 6, and they want to keep that momentum going. And of course, for Florida, they've had their opportunities in recent weeks to pick up some big wins. They beat Auburn, lost a tough one against Kentucky, but the Gators, they're going to have the fans behind them. Of course, this being played in Tampa, but nonetheless, Florida's got to go out there and take care of their business as well, as both of them are definitely not locks at this point to make the NCAA tournament. Other things to look out for in this one: the potential of LSU and Arkansas meeting in the quarters on Friday. You look at these two this season, and Arkansas swept the season series, and that'll be a doozy in that 4-5 matchup. Also, the potential of Alabama and Kentucky meeting in the quarters as well. Kentucky swept the season series, but you look at Alabama, and they are simply an unpredictable team. You never know what you're going to get from the Crimson Tide. On top of that, Kentucky or Alabama possibly facing Tennessee in the semis on Saturday. And I look at that because the Vols split the season series with Kentucky, but they lost their only meeting with Alabama. And I mean, you look at it, Alabama's an enigma heading into this tournament because, like I said, you never know what you're going to get from the Crimson Tide. Then you look at Arkansas and under head coach Eric Musselman. The Razorbacks are for real. They swept LSU this year. They split with Tennessee, and they beat both Kentucky and Auburn at home. But on the flip side, Arkansas, they lost to Vanderbilt, they lost to A&M, and they also lost to Alabama. And you see the Hogs right there as the 4 seed. This is another team that you want to keep an eye on, not only in this tournament, but next week in the NCAA tournament as well. Then, you look at Auburn. Auburn won the regular season title in the SEC. They're also looking to win the SEC tournament for the second time since 2019. And you look at what Bruce Pearl has done with this program and how he has simply created so much energy behind this Auburn program, and that's every place that Bruce Pearl goes. Look at what he did when during his tenure at Tennessee, and now he's bringing that same excitement on the plains to Auburn. And for me, if I were a betting man, and I'm not, but my money would be on Auburn to survive and win in this one because I look at this tournament and it's going to be a battle of attrition. Let's just say, Auburn gets to the semis and they get the winner of LSU Arkansas if they advance. That's going to be a battle right there. Then on the flip side, you got Tennessee, Alabama, and Kentucky on the other side. Those could be battles. And we haven't even talked about South Carolina as the 7 seed or Mississippi State as the 10 seed or even Vanderbilt as the 11. So you look at it, it's truly going to be a battle. One thing about this SEC tournament that you could say, there's really no off day for any team out there and say, you know what, we have the ability to look past our opponent and try to make plans for the next round. That's not going to happen with this tournament. You can't let your guard down for one split second here because you have some fierce competition. But my thing is, my money is on Auburn because I look at it like this: those teams that they're facing, being that they're so close and tightly contested, for me, advantage Auburn because by the time they get to Auburn, they might not have the same fresh legs. I mean, you think about, Kentucky. Kentucky's a darn good team. They have the potential to make a Final Four run once again under head coach John Calipari, but then possibly having to face Alabama or Vanderbilt, then possibly having to face Tennessee, and then after that, possibly having to face Auburn. How much would Kentucky have left? We'll have to wait and see. And I mean, on the flip side, don't get me wrong, Auburn would still have to potentially deal with LSU or Tennessee in the semis, but I still think the advantage is going to be with them for the fresh legs. But I'll tell you like this, the way that the SEC tournament has the potential to be set up, this could be the best tournament of this week. There's plenty of good action. It's going to be a battle down in Tampa. And if you are a fan of college basketball, the SEC tournament is definitely something you'd want to be have your eyes on, whether it be in person in Tampa or whether it be in front of a TV on your phone, computer, whatever. But nonetheless, I think we are in store for some darn good action this week at the SEC tournament. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. Want to take the time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I'm signing off, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.